this is an incredibly powerful experience. It's very precise at demonstrating zero distance, demonstrating really non-dual insight, actually, in a very precise way. And the way he walks you through it is very insightful and doesn't leave anything out, actually. If you go through the process, if you actually pay attention and do what he tells you to and look the way he asked you to, invite you to look, the insight will be revealed for sure.
Awesome. What was your insight?
Well, as I mentioned to Thomas right after I did it, my experience of it was just emotional. I was laughing a lot, and tears were coming because it's like a joke that it's like an inside joke that I realized many years ago. And there are many things that point to this, but some things point to it in a very precise way, and this does. And so it just brought up that feeling of exuberance and just the comedy of all of this. And so yeah, that was my experience of it. It was a blast, and I would highly recommend it to anybody.
Awesome. Thank you.
So today you will have an opportunity to see 2 observatories. You'll be immersed in an observatory 2, which is going to collapse time over there. And you're going to be immersed in observatory 5, which collapse and unwind time. Many years ago, I heard it said that what I am looking for is that which is seeing. And that which is seeing, I cannot find by looking. I did not understand what it meant, and I didn't know where to look, but I knew it was important. And so I set out on a mission to figure this out. And as a sculptor, I started using form to reveal this emptiness, this empty seeing. And so this search and this exploration culminated in these works. You will find nothing new here. This is not about a peak experience. This is not about something special. These observatories are built to bring you home to the place you never left. So let's go and explore. See that this upside down face is moving through space. See that this upside down face is moving through time. But what about the space between your hands? Has that ever moved an inch? Or is the space you're looking out from utterly still and unmoving? Slowly come to a standstill. Sway left and right. Very slowly. See that this upside down face is looking out from a different time. But what about the space between your hands? Is that looking out from a different time? Or is it looking out of eternity, the ever-present now, unmoving, ever the same? You are seeing this upside down face by going to it. Your attention is going to it. Close your eyes and see that you're no longer going to this upside down face. Open your eyes. You're seeing this upside down face. You're going to it. But where are you going to see this eternal stillness between your hands? You are seeing this eternal stillness between your hands by going nowhere. What is more familiar? What looks more like you? This upside down face you are seeing in time? Or this eternal stillness you are seeing without looking? What is more familiar? Sway the Mobius strip left and right. You are seeing this upside down face by going to it, but also by landing on it. Close your eyes. You are not landing on this upside down face any longer. Open your eyes. You're landing on it. You're making contact with it. You're seeing it. But what are you making contact with to see this eternal stillness between your hands? You are seeing this eternal stillness between your hands by landing on nothing. What is more real? This upside down face you are seeing in space and in time? Or this eternal still space between your hands you are seeing without looking? What is more real? Sway back and forth. Come out of the Mobius strip and spin the Mobius strip. See that the space inside this Mobius strip remains utterly empty and unmoving. Now put your arm inside this Mobius strip and point your finger to the space you're looking out from. What is your finger pointing to? Is your finger pointing to an upside down face floating through time? Or is your finger pointing to eternal stillness? What is your finger pointing to? What is the distance between this pointing finger and the eternal still space it's pointing to? Can you find a place where this eternal stillness suddenly stops and where this finger begins? Or is this pointing finger the eternal stillness you're looking out from? Slowly point the observatory to the center, the glass balls to the center. Spin the Mobius strip one last time. Take 4 steps back. Turn around. Keep your eyes open. See that where once you imagined having a head, there is only eternity. You are seeing without looking. You are seeing eternity without landing on anything, without going anywhere. You are seeing without looking. You are home. You are seeing without looking. You are seeing infinity without landing on anything. You are seeing boundlessness without going anywhere. You are seeing without looking. You are home. You are home. You are home.
I feel like a mantra of mine is freedom. And when I turned around, especially in this burst,
Mhm.
I felt a sense of utter and pure freedom. My mind wasn't fixating on anything. It just felt very free and expansive. It was beautiful.
Wow, that's so powerful.
It was very powerful.
And how was it for you with the finger pointing back out of the space you were looking from?
I feel like that's got a whole new meaning to me now because I understand that what I'm pointing at is really wide open space. That's very apparent to me.
That's so incredible.
Yeah, it really was. It really was beautiful. And I think the biggest powerful thing was when we were in the other observatory, and the question was, what's more familiar? And of course, before going in, I would have said my face, but that's not what was more familiar. Where I'm looking from was more familiar. So that was very interesting. The face felt in time, and I felt timeless, changeless.
Wow.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's honestly hard to put it into words. I've had a lot of pointing, I guess, in the past of trying to look for the one who's looking, but I couldn't really wrap my. I know it's not really wrapping your head around it, but I couldn't really visualize it. And this demonstrated how that was actually visualized. It was really fascinating. I'm like kind of just in a. I don't have any words actually.
Yeah, what were the feelings?
Just pure joy, laughter, just it like it's just yeah.
What was your quote again? You wanted to see what can't be seen.
So what I am looking for is that which is seeing. So it's a statement. It's a proposition. What you are truly looking for.
Can't be seen.
The first part, what you're looking for is that which is seeing. Okay, so that's a proposition.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a koan. So, and that which is seeing cannot be found by looking. When you were trying to land on it, were you finding it?
Or what you're looking for can't be seen with your eyes. It's felt.
Yeah. Well,
For me.
Yeah, perfect. And you have to figure out your own words. You have to actually, your job in life is to make your own observatory.
I like that.
Yeah.
To keep it.
Practical.
To
Your own.
live from that.
Yes.
You want to live from this place.
Why do you think I come over here for a moment? Why do you think I turned you around away from the observatory?
So I wouldn't need that tool anymore.
Perfect.
And I just.
That's it. That's it. These are just little tools. Nothing much to it. You are the observatory.
This just made it so I'm not articulating anything. Just when you say seeing without seeing, without effort, without distance, just brought where I was into focus without seeing. And made it was already real, but it made it just,
Put your hands on the Mobius strip and move inside, all the way inside. Is the space between your hands now filled with an upside down head floating through time? Sway left and right. Sway left and right. Or is the space between your hands utterly still and unmoving? What is this upside down face looking at in the space between your hands? Is this upside down face seeing another face floating through time? Or is this upside down face seeing right through the space between your hands?
So I'm extremely impressed with the art itself, like how he has devised a way to bring an actual experience of, I don't know what word you want to use, emptiness. When we were up there talking about it, our minds are constantly trying to conceptualize it. But here, you're actually seeing it with your senses. Like Angelo is always talking about how go to your direct experience, and that's where you'll find everything. So this is a way of putting you in direct experience that points to what he's saying with words, but without words. It's just, and when you put your hands next to your head, for me, seeing the image of what I think I am, my face in the image between my hands, then realizing that that space is actually empty, but my head is in it while I'm seeing that it's empty. So that was a very clear pointing to, like, wow, this whole construct that I think I am, it's not.
Now slowly put your arm in the Mobius strip with your finger pointing to the space you're looking out from. What is your finger pointing to? Is your finger pointing to an upside down face floating in time? Or is your finger pointing to eternal stillness?
The observatories.
The space observatory was very powerful. And I could just like see when after moving away from the observatory and looking into our normal space, it seemed like a flat palette that you're moving in and out of. It's like you want to reach out and touch it, but it's no, you can, but you can't.
You are seeing this crystal clear space by landing on nothing.
I didn't quite understand it all. But at the end, when he said turn around and look, everything was just different, and I can't explain it. It was very clear. And the same thing with the second one. I got emotional and cried. So it was just very vivid and clear and different. And I can't stop smiling. So
yeah, that's so
it works.
beautiful. So when you were saying crying, what was the feeling behind the crying?
Well, it was happiness. It wasn't sad. It was just connection. Yeah, I felt connected to everything around me.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
space between your hands now filled with an upside down face? Or is the space between your hands still utterly empty?
Okay.
I actually really got a sense of nothing and infinity inside my head. And I was able to look up at the sky and realize that the sky was in my head and that it's one. It's going to make me cry. And I feel like my head is still expanding.
Put your hands on this Mobius strip and slowly move inside. See that this upside down face is looking out from a different space. Are you looking out from a different space? Or is the space you are looking out from eternally the same? You are seeing this upside down face by landing. But what are you landing on to see this crystal clear space between your hands?
Yeah, I really love the experience of space, that space where nothing lands.
Whoa.
That was amazing to know that's really what's between my shoulders.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is. It was amazing. And also when Eric was asking, what is more real, he asked, and it was just so clear that that face that I was seeing was, so predictable in a way, and always the same, no matter where I turned. And whereas this space, this mystery, was so much more. So it was so clear what was more real. Yeah, just really hit me.
That's so.
It's quite direct. It's just you're experiencing eternity and infinity as you. So, I mean, if art is designed to give you an experience of the transcendent and the immanent, I think this pretty much does the job.
Wow. How was it for you with the finger pointing back to the space that you were looking out of?
It's viscerally felt that, wow, I'm infinite.
It's so exuberant. I just love the ability to go back and just, it's like freeing yourself again and again and again. And I'll be honest, these are really potent devices to do that, because I could feel it. It's like just waking up again and again and again and again endlessly. That's how it felt to do it. And it was awesome. Yeah. It's powerful. And it'll work. This will work for anyone, if they really just open themselves to it, give themselves enough time with it. The pointer and the mechanism is there, and your descriptions and you're walking someone through it step by step with compassion and precision is extremely potent.
Thank you for inviting me.